Hi everybody, you have once again found yourself on the KH-Vids YouTube page, and this is our part of our 10th anniversary celebration. We asked you guys to send in videos of you talking about the Kingdom Hearts series. Now, in September, we posted a video of our staff members doing it, and now this is the user submissions video. If you don't recognize me, I'm Misty, and I am a staff member, and I was on the Sparkling Other video, which I will link right here. But now we got our user submissions and we're going to show them. We have a few entries from people from YouTube and KH-Vids, and I hope you enjoy listening to them. And if you didn't get to send in a video, if you missed the deadline, which was November 1st, you can always leave your experiences in the comments, and we'll love to read them. I will read them all because I always read the comments. And yes, so enjoy.
Hi KHV, this is Angie Tamaya 101, and today I'm here to talk about how KH, but more importantly and more prominently, how KHV has affected my life. So first of all, I was never really a big fan of the Kingdom Hearts series. I don't know much about it. The storyline still kind of confuses me, like I don't really know everything about it, and I've never really played a good quality, so I've been told, KH game, Kingdom Hearts game. And the game I played is 358 over 2 days, by the way. So, yeah, I guess you could say that KH really hasn't been a prominent part of my life. But what KH has done is it inspired the creation of KHV, which is what this video is mainly about, because that is what really has hit home and what has really affected my life. So, just a little background, I promise I won't bore you to death. I joined KHV in 2007, but then I kind of drifted away from it because, I was 9 at the time, and I was a noob, and I was, I don't even want to talk about it, I was just terrible. So I drifted from KHV, and then I wanted to come back, but I lost the password to that account. So then I made a new one in 2008, and basically the same thing happened. I was still young, my attention span was, oh my god, look at that, whoa, what's that over there now? So I drifted away from it again. But, so I wanted to come back again, but I lost the password for that one too. So then finally I made my current account, Angie Tamaya 101, original username, yes, raise the roof, party over here, party over there. I made my current account in 2009. So now is where everything starts coming together. So I was a little bit older, and my brain was working, I was kind of, getting the hang of things. I was a noob in the beginning, obviously. Pretty sure everybody was, except for the cool kids. Those are glasses, by the way, please don't mind. The cool kids. So, oh, goodness, I always do this. I lose my train of thought. Give me a sec. What was I saying? Oh, that's right, okay. So that was a little history, I joined, and now I'm under my current account, Angie Tamaya 101, and I can say that I've been quote-unquote, semi-active for the past 2.5, 3 years. So now, what this video is really about, the people I've met on KHV. I have met some amazing and just great people on KHV. Just some, I can't even describe it. These people are just so great. You guys know them obviously because you're on KH3. I know them obviously because I consider some of these people my best friends, even though, we've never met before. I've really only talked to them on, Skype and stuff, but, it doesn't have the same feel as knowing somebody in real life. At least that's what I used to think, but now that I'm older, and now that I've actually met great people, I'm like, oh my god, whoa, this isn't much different. Whoa, bam, coming together. So, yeah, met great people. These people I consider some of them my best friends, and I consider some of them other great friends. Actually, to be completely honest, I consider some people I've met on KHV closer than people I've known for 9 years in real life, I've gone to kindergarten and 8th grade with them, and it's still, like, I don't know, I just don't feel that connection with them that I have with people from KHV. And I know it sounds a little weird to say, but, that's how I really feel, expressing myself. So, oh, I did it again. Give me a sec. Maintain. Okay. So, met great people, and KHV is a really good community, and I'm repeating myself again, and this is getting really long and boring, so I'm gonna wrap it up now. So basically, you could say that KH, like I said in the beginning of this video, has indirectly affected my life, you know, inspiring the creation of KH-V. So, finally, I guess what I want to say is thank you, everybody who has put up for me over the past years, and I am honestly, truly grateful that I am a part of KH-V and that I am a part of this great community of great people, friendly people, helpful people, just good quality, 2 thumbs up, sky high people. And yeah, that's that's really it. So I want to say thank you KH-V. I want to say thank you KH for inspiring KH-V. And I want to say thank you to you guys. Yay! To you guys, the people watching this video, the people of KH-V, for morphing me into the person I am today. So that's it. Alright, Angie Tamari out. Bye.
Hey KH-Vids, it's Dr. Wiggles here, and I'm going to be doing this member thing, this member video thing. And because I am not creative in the slightest, I'm going to be doing these 4 questions here. These 4 questions that have been provided for me. Alright, so my first experience playing a game in the Kingdom Hearts series was definitely the first one, and yeah, it was different. I mean, I made the mistake of choosing to give up the shield and choosing to, you know, to take the magic and whatnot, not realizing that I would never use magic in the Kingdom Hearts game. And yeah, it was. I had to do a buttload of level grinding before I even got past what's his name, Clayton, on the Deep Jungle. And the whole thing, I struggled with it, and it was not all that fun, to be honest. The second run through, I changed it up. I think I took the sword, gave up magic, and yeah, blitzed through it. But it was a lot of fun. That was possibly my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. It's the one that started it all off. It's the one that had the decent MP regain system where you have to go in fighting rather than just, oh yeah, spam dodge roll forever and I'll get magic points back. It's all good. So yeah, that was it was an interesting experience, that's for sure. Stood out from every other game I'd ever played. What effects has the Kingdom Hearts series had upon my life? What has it had upon my life? Well, I guess it's taught me that when I'm an old man and, you know, I'm having these experiments on my heart and whatnot, I'm gonna be reborn about 1,000 times and be killed by a dude with a key. Sounds like fun, you know? Or either that or if I die earlier than that, I'll come back as someone with no emotions, so... It's taught me I'm invincible. It's all good. In in all seriousness, what hasn't it? I suppose it's taught me that no matter what, you know, your true friends are gonna always be there for you, and it's always been there for me. As in, you know, if I'm having a rough day, having something going on in my life I do not like, I can just go and play this Kingdom Hearts game and be distracted from it and not have to worry about that, so it's good as a distraction. Of course, I've also been bullied about it because of the fact that there's people that don't like Kingdom Hearts for whatever reason. And, yeah, you get ridiculed. Well, I get ridiculed for it. I don't care too much, though. Let's see. Who or what got you interested in the series? As far as I remember, I'm pretty sure it was just a case of I sat there, like, well, not sat there, but I was walking around in the store. I think it was Big W or something here, but I was just walking around. I saw this game in the store called Kingdom Hearts, and that sounds different. It's got a guy, you know, it's got this moon, it's got all these characters in shadows and whatnot. It looked okay on the cover, so I turned around. I see this picture of Tarzan, and, you know, I was 9 when this thing came out, and oh god, and I was just Tarzan was like one of my favorite movies, still is, but it was one of my favorite movies back then as a kid, and the fact I knew in this game, I got to play in the Tarzan world, it was like, I'm getting this, and I got it, and I haven't looked back. Well, I suppose in the other games, like Kingdom Hearts 2, I mean, obviously I was gonna get that, and I was a bit hesitant on buying Chain of Memories. It just seemed, I was like, it's been on the PS2, because I played Chain of Memories after I played Kingdom Hearts 2. So after I finished that, I was like, do I want to make the downgrade from PlayStation 2 to Game Boy Advance? And probably my least favorite Kingdom Hearts game was Chain of Memories, to be honest. It was just so annoying with the cards. But, oh god, in my opinion, what's the most memorable card in the Kingdom Hearts series? Cool. I want to say in days, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. That was, it was. Days was an interesting title. I loved it purely because of the fact it was this portable Kingdom Hearts game I could play whenever I wanted, and that's pretty much the biggest attraction of it to me. But uh, probably when Shion, when Shion dies, it was just, yeah, I was just watching it. I'm like, my God, I never even knew about this crap. How did they forget something like that? Obviously it was explained and whatnot. Anyway, that's... Wow, I didn't expect it to go for I didn't expect it to go over 2 minutes, to be honest. I guess I rabbled on a bit, nervous and whatnot. That's pretty much my take on the Kingdom Hearts series, I suppose. So, I'll catch you guys later, eh? See ya!
Hey guys, it's Amethyst. I have been a member of KH-Vids for almost 5 years. How crazy is that? I am joined today by the lovely Axel and the extremely adorable Shadow. Don't deny it, you love him. We are here today to celebrate 10 years of Kingdom Hearts. 10 years. How crazy is that? Yeah, so let's get started. Okay. So I first came across Kingdom Hearts in 2002, and I would have been about 7 or 8 years old, and I was watching my brother play it. And the first thing I said, the first time I saw it, was, which Final Fantasy game is that? Because, I was such a cool kid. He responded with, it's not Final Fantasy, it's Kingdom Hearts, and you can't play it. So one day, when my brother went to school and I didn't, I decided, hey, let's play that game that I'm not allowed to touch. And it was a great idea, until I got stuck at Traverse Town and had to wait for my brother to come home to beat the level. That was pretty embarrassing. But yes, that was my first time playing Kingdom Hearts, and it was amazing, and I was hooked from then. It was great. Okay, so Kingdom Hearts has had a pretty massive effect on my life. It's kind of taught me the values of friendship, and a lot of my good friends have played Kingdom Hearts in the past. They're not huge fans like I am, but I find that I'm not good friends with them because we have something to talk about all the time. I'm friends with them because we have this mutual understanding of what friendship is. And I think deep down, we all have a little bit of Sora in us. And that, to me, is one of the most important things I've learned from Kingdom Hearts, is the value of friendship. And, yeah, that's why it's been pretty huge for me. Also, if I never got into Kingdom Hearts, I would have never been a member of KH-Vids.net. So I don't know what I would have done with my life for the past 5 years. you can imagine that it's actually been a pretty huge part of my life, Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. What got me interested in the series initially was my brother playing it, but also because of the Final Fantasy characters. I noticed Yuffie, I noticed Cloud, I noticed Aerith. I used to watch my brother play Final Fantasy VII, so I knew all of those characters. But then we got out of Traverse Town, and we went to Olympus Coliseum and Atlantica and Agrabah, and I literally jumped when I saw Hercules and Ariel and Jasmine. It was a pretty huge experience seeing characters on a video game that I saw on Disney Channel literally an hour ago. It didn't make sense to me when I was 7 years old, but it was pretty crazy knowing that Disney Channel and PlayStation had collided. Yeah. Gotta say, my most memorable moment of the series, I loved the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1. I loved the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2. And the other games were pretty good. But I gotta say, the most memorable part of the series was, ironically, Xeon's death in Kingdom Hearts Days. It was a pretty sad cutscene, I'm pretty sure we can all agree. And I really didn't want her to die. I was tearing up a little bit, but I did burst into laughter when Roxas grabbed Xeon's hand, and the only thing he said was, "Who else will I have ice cream with?" Pretty sure my inner fangirl just facepalmed at that moment, but, you know, whatever. Days is definitely up there as one of my favorite games from the Kingdom Hearts series. Probably because I've never played Chain of Memories and I've never finished Birth by Sleep. I'll get around to it, I swear. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yay for 10 years of Kingdom Hearts, and hopefully 10 more.
Hey guys, it's Kat, and most of you know me. And for those of you who don't, I'm the forum's resident fangirl, stalker, you name it, I've probably done it in the past. So, KH-V and Kingdom Hearts 10th anniversary, very, very good, because I'm in love with the series. This is my first love, this is my true love, and I will love this game till the end of time. That's just it. So if we're gonna go into backstories of how we first got into the game and all that, then I think I'd have to go back to Christmas 2006. Yeah, I had never seen any trailers. I never saw it on Disney Channel. I think the most I had ever heard about it up to that point was reading an article in Disney Adventures, that great magazine that they canceled for no apparent reason. And it was Haley Joel Osment, I think, talking about his experiences in doing the voice acting in KH2 versus the original game. And I was just like, oh cool, spiky hair, you know, don't really care. But, Christmas 2006, I woke up at 6 in the morning, being the 10-year-old that I am, and I shook the boxes, and I was looking at them, like, so desperately wanting to know what was in there. And, it happened to be a PS2 Slim. And I was like, oh my god, a PS2, I've never had one of these before, so fun, And, so I opened all of the gifts. It was Dance Dance Revolution Supernova, and then this bad boy. Please edit that out. The original Kingdom Hearts. And I assume that the only reason my mom even got it for me at that point was, ooh, Disney. Ooh, Donald Duck and Goofy, and probably Mickey Mouse. And on the back, ooh, look, there's Jafar and Ursula and Aladdin. So fun. But, she started something crazy. My mom is not exactly, you know, very knowledgeable when it comes to video games, but this was her hitting gold mine. So, with this game, I got into anime, I got into, just RPGs in general, which, frankly, are not my favorite now, but I stick with the series because, you know, diehard fangirl if the poster didn't already tell you. And, yeah, just, I think that's why I'm so cheesy nowadays, because all the, I'll come back to you, I promise! And, so, Christmas 2006, after having played Dance Dance Revolution for 2 or 3 hours to the point of hyperventilation, I picked up the game, I stuck it in my new PS3, and I started playing it. And being a 10-year-old who was not familiar with JRPGs, let alone RPGs, really, apart from Pokemon, I saw the opening cutscene, and I was amazed. I was just mesmerized. I was staring at the screen in love with the music, and from there it just sort of took off. And then came the third day of Destiny Islands, where you have to find Riku and then see Kairi, you know, fade away into Sora. And I got stuck. Sad to say, I didn't get stuck at first in Wonderland or Olympus Coliseum. No, I got stuck there. And I had to look up a walkthrough later on that day. And then I went back to it. I actually went on top of the bridge like I was supposed to. And once I got through that, it was relatively easy until Olympus Coliseum, which is where I got stuck again. And so I dropped the game. This was the first day I got it. I dropped the game, and then a week later we were going to Best Buy and we were looking at all the PS2 games because I had Christmas cash that I wanted to spend. And then I walk through the aisle and I see 2 games, one of them being Sly 3, which I love and is near and dear to my heart as well, but then the other one was this, Kingdom Hearts 2. And so I bought it, and as most people who've played the sequels before the originals know, I was utterly confused. I was hopelessly lost. Like, why is the spiky-haired kid that I thought was cute in a pod? Why is he like a foot taller? Why is he, you know, too huge for his clothes? What is going on? And so yeah, I played through Roxas's first week. It took me 2 or 3 hours because I watched all the cutscenes, and I didn't know you could skip. And every time my mom was like, "Get off the PS2, you've been playing it all day." "Oh no, I have to watch these cutscenes. I can't save until I've watched the cutscenes." And then when I realized I could skip, I was just like, oops. And so I beat KH2 within, I think, 2 days? 3 days? And I was in love. I didn't know what had happened before that, but frankly I didn't care. It was such a good game, and for someone like me, it was just crazy. And it's really impacted me just in a big way personally, because, you know, like I said before, Kingdom Hearts got me into anime, into video games, really. Even though I'd been a big fan, I'd never really been a hardcore gamer. But this got me into the more serious stuff, because it's not just all, you know, hearts and love and, you know, friendship. It's actually got a deeper meaning in some of the titles, especially Days and Birth by Sleep, really. And then KH-Vids. KH-Vids, I've met some really amazing people. You all know who you are. I know who you are. And and so, if it hadn't been for that, I really don't know where I would be today. I can't even put it in words. All my emotions are just, you know, blah. And, I really can't say much else. And what else is there left to say? I wanted to keep this simple and clean. I mean, you're all dearly beloved to me. Yeah, I should stop now. Can't treat my sanctuary. No, gotta stop. So yeah, through thick and thin, through spin-off after spin-off, I've been diehard, buying both Chain of Memories, both the DS games, Birth by Sleep, and then eventually this bad boy. And I've just loved it every step of the way. I mean, Recoded I forced myself to beat in 2 days because I couldn't stand the terrible graphics and everything, but I didn't care. I didn't care because it was Kingdom Hearts, and I wanted to get through it because I knew it was going to be part of the story, and when playing 3D, I was like, yes, it's actually relevant. So yeah, happy 10th anniversary Kingdom Hearts, happy 6th anniversary KH-Vids, and here's hoping for 10 more.
Kingdom Hearts, I can honestly say, is one of my favorite game series that I've actually gotten to play. And it all started with Chain of Memories for me. If I hadn't picked up that game randomly in the store one day, knowing nothing about it, I would have known absolutely nothing about Kingdom Hearts and would have been missing some of the best games I've ever played, and because of them, I have some of the best friends too. So I started with Chain of Memories, and from that, even knowing nothing, some of my favorite characters are featured in that game, or were introduced in that game, or were only in that game. And after I played it, I went online to see about the other games, and as sad as I was that I couldn't actually play them, I watched all of the scenes like a movie and just tried to figure out the story the best that I could. And by the time I was finally caught up, 358 over 2 days came out, so for the game that I could actually play, I had to own it. And of course I did, and after playing through that, or while I was playing through that, or at some point, and Chain of Memories came out in English, and watching all the scenes for that, some things just made me cry. Some favorite character death. Ugh. And after that, whatever came next was Birth by Sleep, and I was mad that was another game that I couldn't play. And it's taken me until now to catch up on that story. And now I'm mad that I can't play Dream Drop Distance yet. I already know what happens now, because I like spoilers. And so I'm just waiting until I can play that. I'm trying to get Recoded in the meantime, but I don't think I will. And what I love about it is just the stories and the characters. They're just different than anything I've played. And though a lot of characters are from Disney or Final Fantasy or whatever and are just familiar, it's just done in a different way that you don't feel like you're doing something you've already done before. It's always something new and different. Even each game is different from the other one. And the characters have such great history and character to them that you don't feel like you've seen the same character over and over and over again, unless it's like Sora and Roxas, because they're like the same person. But yeah, so the characters are all always different. No one seems to be an exact copy of another person, even if they are somebody and nobody. And that's, to me, something really important to have in a character. If the character just seems so generic, I lose interest, especially if they're the main character. It's weird. Most games I play, I don't like the main characters. And these games, I don't really hate characters. There's some that you can't help but dislike some characters. It happens. But I can't deny that the characters are well written and played well, and they have a reason for being why they are. And that's just the one thing I've always loved about Kingdom Hearts, and it has inspired me creatively. and I would not give that up for anything.
Hi, my name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts, which Kingdom Hearts is just, it's a series very close to my heart. Pun. I've just loved it. It's brilliant. The first one I ever played was Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS2, and the first time I played it I did not do very well. The furthest I got was Tarzan's world, Deep Jungle, and I just could not for the life of me get past that and onto the next set of worlds. So I ended up zelling the game, which was a big mistake, because a few years later on YouTube I watched a video of an AMV of HeartIess Juliet by We the Kings set to scenes from Kingdom Hearts, and it really re-inspired me to start playing the series again. But I didn't go back to Kingdom Hearts 1, I borrowed my friend's Kingdom Hearts 2 game. So, in essence, I really completed Kingdom Hearts 2 before I completed Kingdom Hearts 1, which doesn't make sense, but that's how I played it. I thought it was so much better than my previous experience of Kingdom Hearts 1, not just because I was able to actually complete it and get through the game, but it just seemed more fun. There was more depth to the story as far as I'd gotten. And the gummy ship travelling parts of the game was just immensely better. I hated the gummy ship travelling in the first game. It was horrendous and it was such a chore. And once I finished Kingdom Hearts 2, I had to play Kingdom Hearts 1. I wanted to know the story of the first game. So I bought a copy off my friend, which I still got. It's right here. Got my platinum copy of Kingdom Hearts. I loved it. Again, I mean, I still hated the gummy ship travelling, but the rest of the game was absolutely spot on. Could not argue with anything. But I still thought Kingdom Hearts 2 was better, and then I got recoded, oh no, not recoded, 358 over 2 days, and the only complaint I had with that was that panel levelling up system. I hated it. God, it was just so, I didn't like it. I like the standard sort of levelling up you get and the way you lay out all your abilities and keyblades and stuff. But after that it was recoded, and there was Birth by Sleep, which I both loved. Everyone says like recoded is just filler, but it really does actually have some story to it. So play it. Birth by Sleep was great because you get to. I hated that it was so sad, but it was a great story. It was just lovely to play as different people for a change. Love getting to play as both, or all three of them, but then Aqua and Terra, and it was so different, and I loved it. Being British, saw this, I thought, oh, this is going to play on my PS2, even though it's from America, and it didn't, and I got really sad. So having this here, teasing me because I can't play it, is so irritating, which is why I'm really hoping that Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD gets released in Europe, because then I can finally play this, because I haven't completed the Game Boy Advance version. It's so bloody difficult. Kingdom Hearts 3D, loved it. You may have noticed I've got my 3 AR cards, or the 3 AR cards that you can get from the Nintendo shop. It's just, Kingdom Hearts just influenced me a lot, because it's changed the way I look at friendship, and like Sora says, my friends are my power. I feel like my friends give me all my strength, and I love them all so dearly. They mean the world to me. So I've really sort of taken that aspect from Sora. I get my strength and my power from my friends because they're there for me when I need them. I love Kingdom Hearts so much. You may have noticed right here, my necklace, it's Kingdom Hearts, but it's starting to get a little bit rusty and it's gone all like brown and manky and horrible. I also have some Kingdom Hearts clothing. I think my favourite part of the whole Kingdom Hearts series is just the journey, going from bottom like level 1, 0, Sora at the start of every story. Just travelling through each world, progressing, getting better and better, learning more about that specific game's story, and just the end, when you get to the end and you beat that final boss, and I always feel like I've really achieved something when I get there. I'd say it was my favourite video game series, but it is just ever so that far behind Pokemon. That far. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts, it means so much to me, and it's given me, it's taught me a lot, and I really do appreciate it for that. And just passionate. If when this hits YouTube and Tetsuya Nomura is just browsing the Kingdom Hearts tag and he comes across this, just thank you so much. I cannot even say words. And please give Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix a worldwide release. I really want it. Oh, that sounded so begging of me. Anyway, thank you for listening. Yeah. Bye.
Hello, KH-Vids.net. This is Anixe, and it's been 10 years. And I feel like deja vu, because 10 years ago, I didn't get the first Kingdom Hearts till Christmas, and now I can't get Kingdom Hearts 3D till Christmas this year. So, you know, it feels like history's kind of repeating itself, but in a good way. I mean, wow, I'm just feeling so nostalgic, thinking about my first experience playing this game. This whole game series is just so dear to my heart, no pun intended. It has bridged me to so many other interests in video games. Like, I'm a big fan of The Legend of Zelda now, and, you know, I'm also a big fan of Final Fantasy, and, you know, a whole wall of other JRPGs. And it all came from this game. I should also mention that it introduced me to one of my favorite J-pop artists of all time, Ukada. You know, her lyrics are just so beautiful and honest, and it went even beyond simple and clean. But I really enjoyed her work. It's just, it's so amazing. But anyway, I digress. I just remember playing this game so vividly. It's the only thing I remember from 10 years ago, half my life, really, playing this game. You know, interacting with my childhood, rage quitting for months on end, and just finding something close to me, you know, especially for someone like at my age. And, you know, it's the first video game where I had beaten it without my brother's help, so that's saying a lot. It was just so fun to play, but it also had this story that made it seem so special and from the others. This game brought together, you know, two of the greatest storytellers in the world. One of the two greatest storytellers in the world, you know, Disney, with its animated films, and Final Fantasy with, you know, the way they tell their own stories through, you know, gameplay. And it is something, it was just like a marriage that was meant to be or something. But also throughout this game, throughout Kingdom Hearts rather, it's, you know, really like a journey where you never know who you're going to run into next. You know, it was something that was unexpected at the time, and it was just intriguing. You know, I always wanted to find out what's going to happen next, you know. Even though the story now is taking quite a turn, you know, just being confusing and, you know, overwhelming more so, but I mean, I can see how much it's grown over the last decade. You know, it's expanded so much. It's becoming so big, and the fan base is even bigger, and I really can only expect this game to grow even more, you know, within its own universe in the next 10 years or so. So, overall, what a journey this has been, for both literally in the story and, you know, symbolically for me. I guess what keeps me drawn to this series is pretty much the nostalgic factor, you know, with the Disney and all that, as well as, like, how much I owe to this game. It seems weird that I owe something to a game, but it really has. It really has laid out these stepping stones, if you will, you know, to broaden my horizons, and it just became something irreplaceable and very dear to my heart. Again, no pun intended. So nothing else really comes in the stead of Kingdom Hearts' place. And all I can say is thank you. Thank you, Kingdom Hearts. Really, that's what it is. Thank you.
Hey there, it's Kyle, or HeartIess on KH-V. I'm a pretty relatively new member, so most of you probably have no idea who I am. But, yeah, so this is my experience with Kingdom Hearts and how I kind of got into the series. So, the first time I ever played Kingdom Hearts was at my cousin's house, because I didn't have a PS2, so I couldn't get the game, but I went there because they got it for, I think one of my cousins got it for his birthday or something. But I went there, and they didn't really let me join in, but when they were asleep, I turned on the PS2, and I started playing it, and I wasn't very good at video games at the time. Like, I think I had a PS1 that I played Castlevania and stuff on sometimes, but I had never owned or played a PS2 before, so this is like the first time I played Kingdom Hearts for PS2 at all. So I was just kind of getting used to the controls and stuff, and eventually I did get to like the fight scene with the Heartless on Destiny Islands, but then my uncle came in, and he told me to go to sleep and took the PS2 off me. So I only got to play it for about one day, and I asked my parents if they would get it for me, and along with the PS2, and that was what I got for Christmas. On Christmas Day, I started playing, and it took me about a week to complete because I already knew like the basic controls and stuff from playing it at my cousin's house. When I beat Kingdom Hearts 1, I didn't really play any other video games until Kingdom Hearts Chain Memories came out for the Game Boy Advance, and I already had a Game Boy Advance. I didn't really like it because it was completely different to Kingdom Hearts 1. I think I only got to like the first few, I can't really remember that much, but I think I got not that far in it, and I ended up just not playing it, and I still haven't beat that game. I have beat Chain Memories though, for the PS2. When Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, I didn't know of the release of the game because I didn't have a TV at the time, so I didn't see any adverts or anything for it. But I did see it in, I think it was Extravision, which is a game store in Ireland. So I just had to save for a while, and then I went down with my dad one day, and I got it. And yeah, that's when I started to really get into the Kingdom Hearts series. I must have beat that game about 3 times. Just constantly, like, I beat the game, and the next day I started playing again. I didn't have any computers or internet access at all at the time, so I probably would have discovered KH-Vids earlier. When Birth by Sleep came out, I wasn't able to get it because I did have a PSP, but it broke. I think I dropped it in water or something, and I wasn't even gonna bother like trying to get a PSP just to play the game because I thought it would be something like Chain of Memories. It wasn't gonna be like the original Kingdom Hearts games at all. So then I think I stopped kind of playing Kingdom Hearts, and then a few years later, when I was about 2014, I think I did like a modification to my PS2, like I opened it and changed some stuff around it so that I could play backup games. So I burned Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix to a disc and started playing that. Yeah, again, after that I stopped playing Kingdom Hearts 2 for a while, and earlier this year, when I was looking for some Kingdom Hearts videos I was trying to make like AMVs and stuff, but it turned out that I was terrible, and I gave up eventually. But I did find KH-Vids, and I just made an account, posted an introduction, and this was actually like a few weeks before we switched to Zen 4 or whatever you call it. Yeah, that's pretty much my experience with Kingdom Hearts games. I got Dream Drop Distance when I think the day it came out in Europe. Yeah, I'll show you the Kingdom Hearts stuff I have. One sec. This isn't the original one I got, because the original one I got I lost a few years ago, so I had to buy it again. As you can see, the new Square-Enix logo there, because when this was originally released, they were called Squaresoft. This is the original Kingdom Hearts 2 that I bought. But as you can see, the disc is pretty messed up, and it wouldn't play in my PS2, so I had to buy a new one. And this one I got is actually silver for some reason, so Dream Drop Distance, which is upside down. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'm probably gonna get HeartIess if it's ever released outside of Japan. And I am waiting patiently for Kingdom Hearts 3, and everyone else probably is too. So yeah.
So that concludes our 10th anniversary video. Thank you for sticking with us if you watched through the whole thing, which of course you did because you're so dedicated. And again, just to reiterate this, thank you for sticking with KH-Vids, because we're just so happy to be able to serve this thriving Kingdom Hearts community even after 10 years, and it's just such a big milestone for the series. So this has been our 10th anniversary video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did not get to participate and you wanted to, we still have some 10th anniversary stuff going on the site. Just check out our community news and projects forum and you can get involved, or just ask any staff member. We're the ones with the colorful names, excluding the pinks. So yes, thank you, and enjoy more Kingdom Hearts later on.